Hey there, I'm Pops. Let's talk about Extraction. I know everyone's talking about Extraction. Well, I haven't done videos. I didn't do a video on the original film, to be honest. I don't know. I was kind of doing Pops, but not consistent, right? So 2020 Extraction and 2023 Extraction 2 is all the buzz. Sam Hargrove really, obviously, if it doesn't draw comparisons to John Wick, you're probably doing something wrong because it's exactly the same kind of thing that we got when Chad Stahelski took over there and did the John Wick franchise with Keanu Reeves. I think we're seeing the same kind of thing, exact same formula of a really popular uh, alpha male leading an action franchise, having a ton of fun and entertaining us and making films that are not uh not forever. Like, we don't need to have movies with these run times that are 2.5 hours long, those kinds of things, right? We can actually kind of just have a really really good time and get out and be done, right? And I think that's kind of where we're at. They come from the Russo school, right? So he's a stunt guy who's been working in all those kinds of movies, and I think we see that here. And we basically end up with a pretty rudimentary story, right? We basically have, you know, uh, basically a military guy works as a mercenary. He's got a package. It's a boy. He's dealing with his own past trauma and drama in his life. He's given the option where he could just bail, kill the kid, do whatever, and instead he's going to do what's morally right, even if that costs him his life. That's pretty much the plot. We've seen stuff like this before. It's not going to be the last time. And got to be honest, it doesn't get old to me. I'm having a good time, and I think that's one of the big things for me is I'm under 2 hours, and uh, with streaming it actually is 2 hours, right? So even with the credits a cut off, it's even less than that. So I can have a pretty good time enjoying the movie and really want to rewatch it again, which I did for this. So let me pull the trailer up for the first movie. Let's start there and kind of go to this. And this is how we're introduced to Chris Hemsworth, Tyler Rake. Um, he's drinking, he's escaping his emotions and feelings into that kind of thing. He jumps off the cliff into this water and he sits down there so he can hold his breath. So you get little nuance type things about who he is before we kind of get into the story. And the trailer does kind of jump around a little bit here for us, but basically he's being tasked to um, get the boy, the son of a evil cartel member. His boy's been kidnapped by a competing cartel member, leader. And it's basically like a lot of cat and mouse chase, violence, shoot 'em up action. And what I think was really interesting was when, and you've seen this with, if you watched any interviews with Sam Hargrave, you'll see this where he's like, "How can we make it our own?" It's the exact same thing we heard with John Wick. How can I make it my own? We could try to do this, and because he's a stunt man, he knew he could try to do some different takes and shots that were completely different than what's been done before. And in the first movie, he does this 12-minute single take that's pieced together just brilliantly, right? And I love the part where they kind of roll off the side of the building. That's my favorite spot in that sequence. So Hemsworth really pulls it off very, very well. I think the way the film is shot, the way it's edited. There's the Russos who are producers. Here's the proof of life moment. The trailer has it all cut out of order and that kind of thing. The bracing. So they do give you that this is where we're going type storytelling, and then we have a journey, and then well, here's where we're at. Remember this, and now we're going to go a little bit further. Um, it was all fine. I didn't have any issues with this. So this is the second in command of the cartel leader who's trying to save the boy. The twist is actually pretty clever because of who they are. The Americans got involved, and it freezes all their money. So they actually don't even have money to pay for this. So that's why it all goes sideways. And Tyler's given this out on how he could just ditch the kid, right? Just bail out, man. You don't need to deal with this. So it's done really really well. Um, I will say I think that David Harbour shows up as an ally, but in this type of business, does an ally actually have a price tag? And I think that was the interesting dynamic with David Harbour's character. And then it creates a moral conundrum for the boy. This is Khan. That's his friend, his coworker, a fellow mercenary, someone that he actually trusts. This kid is great. The kid was epic in this movie. He has a lot of great moments and a nice emotional journey as well, and a tragic start. Like you hear him talking about how he was saying something like, "I'd be at dinner, my dad would talk about, I knew he killed someone's family today or dad today or whatever." And it's like, oh man, this kid is just so mature and interesting above his age. It was really, really good. And it brings all that dynamic together. Look how good Hemsworth looks. He's pulling it off, man. Hemsworth is bringing it. So they didn't hold back. I know they spent quite a lot of money. I know that I don't think it really had a theater run. I think it's just a Netflix only kind of thing. I don't think it went to a theater. Sometimes they have both, but I don't think that one did. So it was kind of a movie that a lot of people would talk about and say, "Oh yeah, I saw it or didn't see it." And then the sequel comes along and everybody wants to talk about it again, right? Because the sequel kind of dusts off, can we have fun again? Which is even a lost art. 'Cause from 2020 to 23, think about how few movies are now less than, less than 2 hours, and we can have fun. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we can have a good time. This movie's right at 2 hours. It just tweaks over. And actually that will be my biggest complaint with this one. Um, They do kind of create a little bit of a contradiction here because they have this blurry moment at the very last shot of the first movie, which you think is him. But here, he's having to recoup from his injuries. He's been hospitalized and he has to go through some serious physical therapy because of all the wounds and how he survives in the first film. That's what happens with the bridge shot, is him surviving. Basically, and it's like kind of like, then he gets visited. It's like, oh, we got another job for you. And this extradition is a little different in that one, it sets up a lot of different environments. So we're inside a prison. We have a lot of snow sequences. We have a lot of different color schemes. And of course, when we do the set, the one big set thing in this building, which is like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like a safe house, but it's like there's all this glass and stuff everywhere. So completely different sets, different elements that make it very dynamic and interesting. But basically, you have Russian crime boss. In order to keep his family safe from another crime boss, he keeps his family in the prison. Wife is miserable. Come to find out, the wife is a sister to Tyler's ex. I don't know. I don't know how Tyler didn't know that his sister-in-law is married to a Russian cartel gangster, but okay. Um. Anyway, so that's the tie. That's the favor that's called in. He rehabs himself. You have him constantly struggling with this failure of his past with the son, the loss of his son, still haunting him, and then of course the ex-wife. And here you start to see different family dynamics and how cynical you can get towards, hope, giving up, how you want to live your life under the rule of this cartel family, what you've gotten yourself into. What do you want for your kids, right? Do you want your son to grow up and just be the next disposable body in the crime family? Uh, the son, of course, is like a father worship syndrome. He has to come to grips with who his father really is and what the truth really is. And over the course of this, you start to see Tyler evolve a little bit. You start to see him really soften and figuring out, why am I doing this? What is his real purpose in all of this? I think you see Khan is like this quiet. Um, they have this quiet romantic tension between them that never ever manifests, which is great. Exactly what I think we want. I think you have some fun, disposable, Russian mobsters. Just like, and there's so many of them that just have helmets on, like this. They just have helmets on. We don't even care. They're just disposable people. It could be the same 12 actors over and over and over again. We never even know. And it's just him mowing people down, spraying bullets everywhere, things blowing up, and having fun. It's a grass. So it's in this one, the one take scene evolves into over 20 minutes. Beautiful. Oh, what a chase scene! I love that one. So it's so good. So lots of fun stuff happens in this movie. We can just really have a good time. And I think for me, for this one, um, the criticism that I would have of the second one is the third act. We peaked early in the film with the sequence with the glass. I see. It's just, this stuff was incredible. Mission Impossible level type stunts and things that they were trying to accomplish, right? And then you have the culmination of the third act, which is this church sequence. Then you have a little bit tagged on to that, and I'm like, it kind of become anticlimactic because the film peaks at this point, and we lose a character. We have all these different things that happen, but there's still so much more to get to. That would be my biggest criticism with this. Is it just, and I don't even know what to do to fix that because I don't know that I have a lot of stuff there I want to cut out. It's only 2 hours. I don't know. I don't exactly know how to redo that or fix that. But that would be my negative. I feel like the third act, we kind of we fluttered apart where we don't care as much. I know it's a lot more of like dramatic resolution rather than action stuff, and I think that's part of what happens. But there's really not a great solution to fix that, though. I had a great time. I'd love to watch it again. I'm going to watch these movies again. They're both very solid. They're a lot of fun. If you're liking that John Wick type stuff, if you haven't seen Sisu, you be seeing Sisu. But Extraction's out there on Netflix. The second one's all the buzz right now, so watch them both. Have a good time. They're 2 hour movies, so it'll be fun over the course of a long weekend or something like that. You can take them all in, have a good time with it, like I did. What do I grade them? You know, that 3-star kind of thing, right? It's right down the middle. It's very solid. I don't know that I'm going to go crazy and try to scale them up from that, but I'm not going to hold them down. There's not a lot. What do I want out of an action movie, right? I want to care about characters. I want to see some changes of character, right? And I do see that. I do see Tyler changing. I see him how he handles the situation with the boy in the first movie. Some of the dynamics with other characters, even the character that sacrifices himself. He knows when he had so in the first movie, the dude that is working for the cartel that hires Taylor, but he's trying to get to the boy, right? He's trying to screw Tyler. And he has a phone call to his family and he says he loves them. He knows this is his last call. He knows he's not making it out. That's some pretty good stuff. That's not bad. I like that. And then in the second movie, you see it a lot more with like the wife and figuring out how she can be free, and the son who's obsessed with the father and the gangster life, who realizes I have been lied to and betrayed. I can't pull the trigger. I can't be this monster they want me to be. Right. I think you see Tyler knowing like what his purpose in this type of mercenary life would be. It's not all about just being a soulless black heart who's willing to do anything and murdering people and never be faced by it. It's more like I can do this and have purpose. I could do this and actually help people in need. You can see that evolution. And then you have Idris Elba's character, this mysterious, faceless, nameless guy, right? It's like, that's fine. I don't know. I felt very Suicide Squad vibes, which I'm not really wanting to see in this franchise, but I'm not put off by this. I mean, I'm very eager to see the Extraction 3 now. Let's see what you guys got. And Sam's putting together some fun stuff. Hemsworth seems like he's having a good time. So let's do it. Let's have some more fun. So that's my take on it. Let's see what you guys think. It's kind of been the buzz. Love to hear what you guys have been doing because I think a lot of people have been watching this, and I can go see your reviews now, find out what you guys have been thinking about. And you guys in the chat, I'm sure you'll hit me up and tell me what you're thinking as well. Thank you for watching. I am Pops.